I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion from Derby and a second from Stenger to approve the minutes and agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, 9 AM, consider for approval resolution to postpone the tax sale.
Yeah, it's just like we did last month. We gotta do it every month. So it's the same wording, just a different month on there.
Make that a motion.
I'll second it.
A motion from Stenger and a second from Derby to approve a resolution to postpone the tax sale. All in favor, say aye.
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 You wanna date it too?
So, I mean, it doesn't really matter in my orders.
This big.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to go, I think
It's on
we
your
have to
agenda.
do Republican first, and then draw lots for the other two. I think the way it has to be.
Hi there.
Thank you. Do you want, I don't know if it has to be.
How many have,
No, it's a resolution.
how many have been coming forward and taking care of it?
The delinquency. I was gonna try and run the report and I'll make a copy.
Oh, I need original.
I was gonna try and run a report of what's outstanding, but I didn't get a chance to do that this morning, but we've been coming along pretty good. People are already paying for it this year and so, and I can run that report and send it to you. If you guys would like to know.
Well, more of a comparison of how it's doing from the last time like a month ago. Or
A month
whatever,
ago? Sure, I can do
The
that.
numbers.
Okay, yep, and just email it to you guys or?
That'd be
That's
fine.
with me.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. 3, discussion of possible action regarding COVID-19 policies.
Keep the same.
No changes, I assume.
I don't believe so.
Julie, you on the line?
She's still gone or not?
I can't
I
remember.
don't know.
She was just gone for a week or more, but
How are things going out there? Then any prisoners bringing it in or?
Been very fortunate so far.
How's it coming up to nursing home here in town?
I haven't heard anything.
We
I'm
just,
guessing they were at least a third of the number.
there was, somebody who works at our nursing home just got diagnosed with it. And it's not gonna run through ours too.
No, that was
Cause Lake Mills had it? I haven't heard anything.
Lake Mills.
I don't think so.
They've had it out to Happy Time.
We
I'm
had
talking
one,
about the nursing home.
Yeah, I know, but it's coming around. Happy Time got it, they had to shut down their bar and building, and I had relatives that got it, who sat with other relatives, so my wife was on quarantine because she was one of those relatives. Found out this morning that our connection was negative, so we're clear.
we've had one 8th grade boy in football.
I heard that.
That was the same family member.
Oh, really?
He's lucky his sister didn't get it, but she's quarantined too because she's in volleyball.
Wonderful.
But that's the only case in Lake Mills or?
That's all I've heard.
3 of them.
That's- Oh, there's 3 in Lake Mills?
Well,
In the school?
one of them.
Yeah.
I would assume that
I'm guessing there was more out to the campground connected with Lake Mills, I don't know. We're at 174 now, I think, as of this morning.
Something like that.
total cases that we've had, which I would assume that
Half of them are fairly current. Hancock's at 164. And Worth County was at 84.
Okay, no, there's no changes to that, so. Number 4, consider for approval official proclamation of voter registration month by Winnebago County Board of Supervisors.
I'll make that a motion.
Second?
And a motion from Derby and a second from Stemser to approve the official proclamation of voter registration month by Winnebago County Board of Supervisors. All in favor, say aye.
I, is Scott down?
I don't know, not that I know of.
I think his pickup's out here.
He's not on the agenda.
So,
Unless he's,
Number 5 pertains to Scott, so.
but that's, yeah, bring him up for that.
is he 75-30? Scott,
Yes,
are you here?
I am here. I'll be right up.
Alrighty.
Alright.
What's the HAVA cares?
Voting help.
It's a grant that I'm applying for.
Oh, help America vote.
There's a place for you to sign somewhere in there.
There?
Yeah, I
See
can,
one?
Do we need any motion on it?
Yeah, I would guess. It says,
I'll make a motion
what you
to,
just did, that's the Hobbit.
no,
we haven't done that yet.
no, we just decided what, he just asked what it was.
Oh, sorry.
Second,
A motion been Derby and a second from Stemser
Approve signing.
to approve signing, the HAVA CARES sub-grant agreement. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Second page isn't usually the one. Okay, we left you off the agenda this week. We don't have secondary roads on here, so,
We can do them under open forum.
yeah.
I think I need to notice that, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't either till I sat down, I'm sorry.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, discussion with possible action regarding the entrance to Rice Lake.
every information that I have says that the Rice Lake Country Club owns that land. So,
So how far does that go? Just to the state park, entrance, or?
well, they definitely, both Al Hagan and Harris told me that they own it. They own that corner, so all the way back to the, state place.
State Park?
No, state. State.
Ike's?
Ike's.
okay.
Back to Ike's.
But off the road, how far?
But they own it way, they own
They
that
own
whole
all the
chunk
trees
back in
too?
there, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have title to the property?
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
so we
would
can
it be
do,
possible to get that cut back?
do we need an agreement with them to make it official?
They've asked for it, so.
What are we talking about?
Oh,
Rice Lake.
Tree
Rice Lake,
problem on
the-
Rice Lake.
For trimming the trees back there at that intersection.
at the curve. Right north of the Ikes.
You know where the driving range is?
Yeah, right north of Bikes, yeah.
Yeah,
So the problem is it needs to be cleared back a little bit, that the state was blocking us from doing any work there, because
They were.
they were controlling,
well, I don't know if the
That
state
property.
was, but one person was.
yeah, one
Yeah.
state official.
Yeah.
But
Which,
the Rice Lake says they own it, so I don't,
Is-
do we have any agreement for that road?
The only official agreements I know of are winter maintenance agreements for some reason. Every year they'll send us a maintenance agreement so that we plow it. I don't know, it's just always, as far as I know, been done that way. So that my assumption is there's a little piece of land there that they own that they pay us to take care of. I don't know what the history of it is.
Is there, there's no secondary roads right away there for trimming the trees, or?
I've seen some, I don't know what's been done from
From what I've been,
before me, but I know that I've seen surveys showing right away through there, but I haven't found any actual dedications of right away. So I think it's something that would be worthwhile to kind of clean up with a surveyor and an attorney maybe.
what I've been told is that the county owns up to the state park entrance, the road.
Or it has easement.
You would assume.
Yeah.
And if not officially dedicated, it's probably something you could declare by prescription or something, because the county's always taking care of that road, and
Yeah.
it appears when you drive the road that there's 66 foot of right of way, like a normal road.
So if we could we just get that cleaned up a little bit, get it pushed back?
They just want
It's a
the,
dangerous curve.
they want the brush cleared out of there, is that what
Just
they want?
enough so people can see the water.
At least that first,
Yeah, that's the only thing that they are, the other doesn't matter, cause it's curved the other way, so.
Okay, and they would like us to take care of that,
it's the blind curve that
yeah.
concerns everything.
See what we got that would take care of that.
Okay.
Look into it.
Sounds good. That's all I got.
Okay, then we'll move on to set public hearing for refunding 2012 A bonds.
Before we do that, will we move the open forum?
All right,
Give
yeah,
us that.
yeah, right,
I'm sure you don't wanna sit around for all.
No, well, I sure can, but
yeah.
big thing, they got cold in place recycling done, so they'll be moving on to paving. The latest schedule we heard, which the rain has certainly changed, was they were going to start in Buffalo Center with city work today. I guess their mayor had kind of worked out some last minute arrangement to do their part. Yeah, on the Mill Road.
They didn't grind that though,
No, they didn't.
but they're gonna pave over the top of what's there.
That's what I understand. Yep, on the Mill Road, and then that one block south from the fertilizer plant there on 12th Street. They call it Main Street, I guess. So they're gonna do their work first, and then they'll move on to our work there by Buffalo Center, and then I assume move to A16, and same order they did the cold in place recycling. So that was supposed to be today, and then our part was supposed to start tomorrow, but with the rain and quite a few spots of rain in the forecast, we'll just have to see how it goes. But I believe they got their plant calibrated and everything set up last week, so should be ready whenever the weather cooperates.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get a piece of equipment damaged? We got a voicemail from someone that they from the insurance company wanting to know about a piece of equipment that got damaged, piece of rental equipment.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, there was,
We have had a couple pieces rented.
I got an email too.
I don't know the details about it, but
I didn't call it because I didn't, yeah, they gave their name though. Should've called it, I guess. But, other than that, I guess you guys, no. Okay.
That's what I think. The road coming out of Leland, we got the 2S, or the two curves. We have that water that comes down on the west side of the road and heads south. And when it gets to the hill driveway, it's crossing the road there. Is there any way to keep that washout from occurring? Water goes all the way down there and doesn't cross the driveway, it crosses the road. Is there a culvert that's plugged, or
There are a couple culverts there that I think need some work that we have planned to do. The solution's obviously some soil stabilization and things like that. That ditch that doesn't hold up with all the erosion, so.
We got all that
We'll keep-
wetland on the east side. It'd be nice to get the water to the wetland as soon as possible.
Yeah. I don't think we ever did get any kind of guidance from NRCS or anybody about what we could even do about.
That's kind of more between, unless we, you know, I suppose it's in our purview, we can charge the landowner for the cleanup, technically. But it'd probably be better if we were making a point of it one year, and if they don't address it, then we could do something.
Yeah, and that maybe has been discussed in the past too, I don't know, because I know this has been an ongoing problem for a long time. I don't know how many times they've cleaned that stretch of ditch there, several.
Part of the problem is, when they built the road, they cut into the side of the hill, and now the hill dumps into the road. It's not a good deal altogether.
Well,
Yeah, they should be trying to stabilize the soil.
yeah, I mean, it's just a gully through his field there, not any waterway or anything, so I think there'd be plenty of room for improvement, but I'm sure how to make that happen.
Unless we were to get it cleaned up now, and then if they don't do anything with that and it does it again, that's when they get the bill, they get notified.
Yeah, that's
So
one way to
erosion's
do it.
coming off the field, flooding it, or filling it up.
So you've got the road going like,
Is this the one going east out of town or west out of
if you
town?
go west out of Leland,
Okay.
between the two curves,
Yeah.
big hill dumping onto the ditch, and it fills in and goes down the side of the road.
Okay.
And then eventually it gets down to the south curve and then crosses the road.
Yep.
Makes a washout there. So it's traveling, what, eighth of a mile before it crosses the road down farther. Culverts,
Every time we get a hard rain, it washes the road out some, is that it?
well, I know in the spring, it was washing out the edge of the road.
The ditch is completely full of dirt, so the road is lower than the ditch in some spaces. Nasty spots.
But if we at least find culverts that are
Yeah,
supposed to be there.
I've
those
seen,
open.
yeah, I've seen them, and I know that we have them. Plan to do
If we
it.
had that much material flowing through there, it would easily vary.
Yeah, it's one of those, the land is this high, and then the culvert's this high, and it just kind of siphons through there when it rains hard. And ideally, it'd be cleaned out better, but, grass is 8 foot tall there on both sides, and it's bound to catch all that dirt that washes from the field.
That's all I have.
Okay, we'll move on to number 9:20.
Rick,
And Rick Hopper,
Chris.
engineer, Jacobson Westergaard, and Doug Harmon, landowner, to discuss with possible action change order number 1 for DD 18 lap 11.
I am here on the line.
Okay,
Morning, Doug.
Morning.
Morning.
Did you want to talk about that new plan you had for
Yeah.
18 or what?
For the boring? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah. We went over a little bit with you, I think, at the last meeting as far as the boring and the sand, and that we had to use a different method if we're going to go ahead with that boring in that location. And I believe we're still on schedule to work with Doug, and Doug will have to correct me here. It's a little muddy, but Jason in our office said he'd be willing to be on site Doug, whenever it works for you to dig. We want to explore and see if we can find a better place to get some better soils to work with. Now, the problem is, we have to stay 150 feet away from any culverts under the railroad. And there is a culvert in that area, of course, to deal with. So it's not as simple as just moving a little bit. We have to miss that culvert by 150 feet. I'm gonna give you a sheet that shows the route that we'd have to do. Is there two there?
Yep.
Oh, there it separates. Okay. The red line is the original proposed route, and the yellow line is the alternate route to be 150 feet from the culvert under the railroad and get up so where we
Is the
can.
purple line the culvert?
Yeah.
The box
I don't
is
see
the
it
culvert.
The little box there, it's hard to
Right
pick
in
it
the
out.
center of the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very hard. Once you pick it out,
There.
yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, I should have had them darken that, but I didn't. So that adds considerable footage to
Can you
the
see this, Doug?
No, I can't. For some reason, I can't get live. I can get the old ones, but it doesn't get me to your live stuff, so I'm just flying blind here. But
Oh,
I know where the culvert is, and they're
okay.
handcuffing us now then.
Yeah, you're right, that's a good description. So, yeah, all I've done is I've made the crossing southeast of the culvert, like 160 feet. And I've extended, on the north side of the tracks, we've extended up to tie in where we were south of the road. And then on the other end of that, we tie into where there was an elbow called for. But it adds enough footage that that alone adds close to $30,000 to the project. Now, we've got some other roadblocks there a little bit where we're sure the railroad's gonna require another soil report. That was between 5,000 and 6,000. They'll make us reapply for the different location for the crossing. They've already told us that. And then there's some engineering involved there. You're gonna, even if we're able to use the same boring guy, which was a lot less money, we're still looking at adding $40,000 to $50,000 to the project just to change locations. The other thing is it took some time to get the soils report back. It takes some time to hear back from the railroad, so we're looking at possible delays here also. So I believe it's important to do the digging to see if we can find if this location will work out better as far as soils. That's where if we can dig enough holes to verify the soil conditions, we'll at least know if it's worth pursuing this. But I want people to know that even if we're able to go, yeah,
I just sent you a picture on your phone, Doug.
good,
Jeff?
good, that's good. So even if we're able to use the same contractor for the boring, by moving it and adding footage to it, we're probably gonna spend 40 to 50,000 more than we thought originally. I'll back up. Our contingencies should cover all this, but it will increase the cost of what we thought it was gonna be following the bid letting, because we got good prices, so.
And then you had said that maybe because that ground is lower, you may run into sand still.
Yeah. We think from site conditions that it still will be sandy, but we don't know. And that's where,
But that would only be 6,000 plus new permit, right?
yeah,
To check it.
yeah, yes.
And if it ends up being sandy there also, then it's just money that
Yeah, it's money spent,
basically gone to waste.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I struggle with, if you're gonna spend 45 to 50,000, yeah, is it worth it? I believe the
And
cost will,
the delay in the project could be a month or two, or?
yeah, easily a month, easily, because we get the soils people in here, do their boring, drilling, get us the summary. The railroad is slow for their turnaround. Yeah, it's over a month delay, guaranteed. And I struggle too because this alternate boring system, they're ready to come in if needed. So, yeah, a lot of things to balance here. I think a lot hinges on what would be found digging. Doug, you're back in the area now, right?
I am,
Okay. Have you been out to
yeah.
see how wet things are or not? I've driven a couple gravel roads, but
Well, no, I can go out and dig, that's not an issue.
okay.
So,
And
we
Jason's,
can plan on that on Thursday then, the way you were talking.
okay, yeah. I left it with Jason in the office to be Wednesday or Thursday, so if we can just
Yeah.
plan on Thursday, that would be excellent.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I got a question for you on this alternate boring, the one that's $100,000 more.
Yep,
Is he the cheapest one of the guys that you checked with?
there's enough of a specialty project that this is the only one we checked with.
Well, can we check with more than one? I mean,
We
it's
can see if
a
we
matter
can,
of phone calls, isn't it?
well, they need a lot of information to analyze, but we may have enough to help. We can get someone copy of the permit application, we can get them copy of the soil summary. I'll talk to Jeremy, the contractor, and see if he has.
I'm just, if somebody's gonna throw me a bid of over $1,700 a foot, I gotta think that there's somebody else out there that'll undercut them.
It's possible,
It can't be the only one around, and hopefully we could run, at least show me that you're trying to save me some money here.
sure,
From my perspective, when you call one person, it's like you're phoning in your job. It's not my money, this is all we got, I'm sorry. I need you to try harder, because that's just absolutely astronomical to me. And I'm not willing to just lay down and take it.
sure, that's understandable. I told
So-
Jeremy I'd be calling him after the meeting.
If you talk to 3, 4 other guys and they're all more higher priced, whatever, I know you tried.
Sure, we will give it a shot. This company has such a good reputation, that was part of why we just ended up with one, but I understand completely what
Yep.
you're saying.
And the other thing I want to come at you with on this, you kind of just foo-fooed it last time. As far as doing something other than a 4-footer under this. I don't know what the soil reports are. I haven't dug there. I don't know how deep the sugar stand is, any of that stuff. But I gotta know that cave in on a 2-foot bore is a lot less than on a 4-foot bore, and would be a lot less scary for a guy boring under the railroad. Now, I know that blows your 1-inch coefficient all to heck, but you gotta remember, we've got 2 18 inches going into this.
Mhm.
So, if they drop into 2-foot, we've cured our issue as far as this goes. And 100 years from now, when the next farmers wanna deal with the railroad, and make it a 4-footer under there, they can do that. If that's a possibility to get this done at bid price.
One of the
I mean,
reasons,
it's really not gonna affect the outcome of how this works when we've got an old 18-inch that's working, plus 2 2-footers dumping into a 4-foot. We're gonna get rid of our water. not gonna be your 1-inch coefficient, but if we can get that done, I mean, that is something that I wanna push for a serious look at. Now, if it's just too sandy and it can't happen, then everybody else is gonna have to decide if they're on board with this amendment or not, but
Well, I don't think.
that's my personal on it, and that's the reason that I'm thinking that. Whether it's right or not, I don't know, but it's one thing that I think we should at least look at.
I don't believe the boring will be that much less difficult with a smaller pipe. I mean, if you hit that pocket of sand, it won't matter what size pipe you had through there. It's still all gonna flow.
Yeah. I'm assuming though it's probably cheaper for this specialty one to push a 2-footer through by less than half than the Ford, but I don't know this. So these are questions that I would like you to ask these guys that bore.
Sure.
Since, I mean, that's what you're doing, because if you exhausted all this and answered all our questions, then we can say, we're doing this, we're throwing our hands up, or we're going with Plan B.
So I've got a question here. Okay, so the pipe we're putting through is 48,
Yes.
okay? What sizes of pipes are there? 30, 36?
Yes, yeah, usually.
Okay, so 2 30-inch pipes would be still less than 148. So you're gonna go to a 2 36s to get to the same volume
Same
or a little
capacity.
more.
Yeah,
So you're not gaining a whole lot there size.
And the reason we went this big in the first place is in case they ever decide to do more repairs upstream.
yes, correct.
And increase the flow from there, that they're doing it this big here now, so it can handle what may happen in the future.
True,
If I
very good
remember right.
point. Yeah.
Yep, I agree with all that.
When I think even a 24-inch maybe it'd only be half the cost, but you'd need at least 3 of them if you're gonna get anywhere near the capacity. So I don't see a saving, but it's definitely worth talking to other contractors or other boring companies, see what the contractor can find
Even the
out.
boring company you
The-
talk to now, if you was to ask him, could you put in 3 24 inches cheaper than you could put in a 48?
Yeah, because we could do a
And
junction
get
box.
the
or
answer out of
something.
that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then my point is we don't need 3 24s now. We've only got 2 18s going at it. That's my point.
Yeah, but the reason they went so big in the first place was case of further improvements upstream.
Yep.
And if we don't do that now, we'll be back to having the same drainage capacity, then it'll be too small. And we don't wanna have to go through this whole thing with the railroad again.
No, one time's enough.
Yep. I totally agree on all that, but that was also $100,000 ago,
I know it was at least 3.
you know? So, and I don't know what the other people are thinking. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks this is insane, but, you know, I'm the one that have got your ear at this point right now, and, you know, until you ask somebody else, I guess that's, I'm the one squealing.
That's all right. We have to justify things, and that's okay.
But, so anyways, let's see what we find in the other stuff, and then we can go from there.
Yep. When we'll
Once you
know,
find out if there's anybody else that wants work more than this guy does.
yeah, maybe not, if they're
Yep.
able to come
Where's this
in.
guy out of?
I don't remember. Des Moines area, I think.
Is it? Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was a fair piece away.
Yeah, it is.
And
Iowa trenchless.
if there was anything closer to that, I would assume you'd have heard of them by now.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's just enough of a specialty deal that there aren't that.
Yeah,
many
no,
of them.
I get that, and I know
Yeah.
that's why he's doing what he does. I totally get it, but
Yeah,
at the same time, if I don't like the price, I don't just say, yep.
Oh, no, I understand.
But if there's nobody else that does it,
Yep.
Yeah,
Or available.
I also get that.
you bet.
Availability drives the price up.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
absolutely, yeah. No, I think the digging will be good, and we can certainly talk to this, boring guy about the size deal like Bill mentioned, and we can have the prime contractor look for other names of contractors, so.
Okay.
I hope we can find and know a lot more by next week, so we don't delay it anymore. Anything
All
else,
right.
Doug?
What time your guy wanna meet?
He's wide open the way it sounds. He's got some other things he can do, but he said this will work out. He just needs to know a time, your preference, I guess. I just
Yeah,
say
yeah,
not real early, maybe, time he gets over here, but 9-ish or something.
Okay.
Does that work for
We'll
you?
figure well, yeah, let's figure 9 a.m. I'll meet him there.
Okay, yep, Thursday.
Is he gonna have his, GPS stuff so we know
Yep.
so I don't dig too deep?
Yep, he will get the locations of the holes and, yeah, monitor it,
Yep.
so,
Okay. We'll see him then.
all right. Thanks, Doug.
Yep, thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll find out. This is a specialty thing, and when they know it's wet and sugar sand and,
Did we get the other issues resolved? As far as the crop damage?
Oh, that can't happen until after the project anyway.
No, but I mean,
And then the easements,
the information that your emails and stuff were verified.
nobody asked any other questions.
Okay.
So I don't know if they did of you, but the easements, in looking at it, when we were doing the whole project, that was the easement cost. And then when we lowered it to just lot 11, they didn't lower the easement cost. It followed through the whole time. Well, he has a new proposed easement cost, but we would have to get with,
And we don't know
A couple
exactly
people
where we're
to-
gonna be right now.
yeah. And so it's not $69,000,
So
it's
on this,
like
on this
$7,000.
map, there's a black
How
line.
much?
Is that the divide
7.
between him and his son then?
actually, Derek has it all.
That's
So
all
that'll,
Derek has.
that'll
Okay.
Yeah,
drop the net price just
Mhm.
Yes.
40,000 over.
yeah, oh, yes,
Yes.
yes, absolutely.
Well, and he's not called me back, nobody, or Derek, neither one. So,
I think they're waiting on this digging. Derek communicated to me that they were waiting on, so.
but, and so I feel bad that we all missed that. Cause it was 30 acres before, well, you don't have a 30-acre easement. You know, right now, we're up to .912, not even 1 acre. So that was the whole entire project.
Well, before you go forward, should we call him back? Before you know that, even, dropping at 42,000, roughly whatever, 40, that might change his thinking a little bit.
In what way?
Well, the net cost now is not gonna be 100 more. it'll
Oh,
be-
true, okay, I see what you mean.
Okay,
Yeah,
Because we're already gonna save the,
We're taking 40-some out of easements.
mhm,
And
And 100.
There and 50,000 extra, and we're up to 90,000,
uh-huh.
yeah,
you know.
so, I don't know.
I want to give you guys a chance to look at this. First year, they lose all the crop. They'll file for that claim.
Hey Doug, we got something to run by you. There's a change in the easement cost, and I don't know if that'll make any difference to you, but, could you say those figures again, Chris?
Yeah, cause when we originally went through the project, and that $69,000 number, that was if we did the whole project. lat 11, 12, 13, and 29. Well, when we decided to just do lat 11, that cost never changed, and it should because we're only doing a short portion. So Rick has refigured that it will be almost 1 acre, and the total price would be like $7,000. So we're gonna save that easement purchase from $69,000 down to $7.
Yeah, and that's Derek that you gotta deal with that on.
So,
Yeah, we just wanted to
No,
let you know.
That drops the net price from less, it's gonna be 100,000 more because of boring, but now you got 42,000 less because of readjustment of easement. So now the boring's only gonna cost 60,000, really. I mean, it's still gonna cost 100, but your cost is, will be less because of the
Because of
easement adjustment.
Yes and no, cause the last thing they sent out had no easement on it at all.
I don't know what that means.
The last, mailing sent out, and that's when Derek contacted Chris, wondering where the heck that went.
Well, my email to Derek said
That's when
that,
I got this, same explanation from Rick, that he basically must have just, copied and pasted.
Yeah.
That last page with all that stuff on there when he did it.
Yep,
Yeah,
correct.
and, it's all just a mess. But anyways, the stuff that I have in front of me shows your bid at, I don't remember what it was, 370,000, I think.
for the construction.
The bids, there were 2 bids, one at 384 and one was approximately 370. I remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember.
Those bids didn't have anything in them for easement or crop damages or any of that kind of stuff.
but they don't. Because the
So,
Right.
bid is only for the contractor to do the work. The rest of it is all in addition. It gets added to the project.
yeah, so then in other words, what you're saying that it's gonna save me isn't because it's not figured in that $370,000 figure there.
But it never was.
$100,000 added to it,
Yeah, it never was added to the project.
so.
Doug?
So anyways, the dollars that it's gonna cost me, it's gonna cost. But
Doug?
I appreciate the thought process on it, but that isn't.
Doug, I just want,
isn't where the figures that I've got from, I mean, she, sent the sheet with, our breakdown of that $370,000.
Doug, I just want to explain something real quick to you, and you maybe be talking to Derek. When we're looking at crop loss or effect on crop, we're taking into account compaction. This first year, Derek will be entitled to 100% payment for crop lost. Starting next year, we're also going to allow for crop loss. We're allowing for 225 bushel an acre corn, $3.75 a bushel price, and then the first year after 60% loss, second year after 40% loss, third year 25, fourth year 15%, fifth year 10% loss. I worked this out with farmers actually, and that comes out to $1,266 an acre on the ground that we have a temporary easement on. So sometime here, we need to get you a copy of this so you can see what we've done with that too. I have yet to meet with the appraisers. They will have a say in these numbers. If they feel what we have is acceptable, it'll be just that, exactly. I'm hoping this week or next to meet with the appraisers to make it official.
Okay, well, you want to correspond that, Chris has got their email and his contact stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys, do those details, okay?
Well, and there has to be a hearing on that, so all the landowners will get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep, thanks, Doug.
Yep, thank you, bye.
Yeah, you can look at it different ways,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So his issue is more, what was sent out was just the construction costs. And so they aren't seeing the engineering, the easements and all of that. When we originally looked at it and had a hearing with the landowners, had they seen all the other numbers? They had.
Yeah.
But the last one that went out was just
And
the
it's
construction costs.
Been that way since I've been here, so if you need me to change the way I do things, I can, but
Oh, so they have seen the cost of easement, the farmers have?
yes,
Okay,
it was,
Before they voted to move
Yeah.
forward.
Yes.
yes, it was all
Okay.
there.
Yeah, that's where the contingencies is in there too.
okay.
We do a construction estimate, then we have 10% contingencies, and we have easements, engineering, interest. Everybody saw all of that.
Right.
So the landowners should have been looking at their original paperwork and seeing, okay, it was 300 and some thousand for the construction.
Yep.
Now
But
let's,
now I still need to add all these costs.
right,
Yeah.
so they need to put that number into their original numbers rather than the higher number that
Yeah.
was originally there.
And if I can
And one of
find
the
it,
costs that they know about ahead of time is now going to be smaller.
Yes, considerably.
and in the letter that I send out, this is dated May 3rd of 2019, it says, "The engineer's report is available for review at the county auditor's office," highlighted in yellow. And it said the estimated cost for improvements for 8, lot 11, 12, blah, 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 is whatever. The above costs do not include survey, legal, or other administrative costs. And that letter has never changed since I've been here. Never. In fact,
Yeah,
I've
it
added
probably
to it to
should
make
be.
it yellow. I've tried to make it as easy to read as possible.
And that is, but I can see where a guy would maybe get, not confused, but forget to put in the cost of buying easement and.
Kind of misled.
Yeah,
By looking at the narrow scope, they're not seeing it all every time.
yeah.
Right.
So I'm wondering if. it
Well,
should
and
be-
how could he think that it was gonna cost $1 million, say, and then all of a sudden it was only 300? I mean, I have to think, when does common sense come into play? You know, it doesn't just drop, it's just the contractor part of it did, not, the rest of it.
Maybe it's simple as, in that letter, you state, just remember that in the original report, we had the other costs involved. You don't have to indicate what they are, just refer to that it's,
yeah, and I don't know what letter that needs to go on.
well.
Because when I sent them out their thing, it was just the contract,
Right,
because that's what they wanted to know, what the
Just put it this
contract.
way, easements and all associated costs with easements are not in the bid.
or in addition. to
But that's
the
what it
bid.
In addition to
says.
the bid.
Right,
That's what the
Well,
letter
no, it
says,
doesn't say easement there. It-
and other administrative costs, I mean,
Well, that-
all the other fees, because we don't
I
know,
understand that.
because not every project has an easement
But if I'm a
purchase.
farmer, I'm not sure I know what the administrative costs are.
Say easements and other administrative costs.
when you're
'Cause
talking.
this is only the third time I've paid easements, and 2 of them are right now.
This is nothing to get defensive over, I mean.
No, I'm just
It's just
telling you where I'm
adding,
coming from.
the cost, easement costs are above and beyond this bid process.
And this is, this is new for all of us, when this is our second, improvement project and since I got here, and we just aren't used to it.
No,
The
it's
letter
not.
has to change for an improvement project.
Right. I don't know, this is a legal letter that was from the attorneys,
It's-
so I just
yeah,
have
it's-
been going
It's
with it.
nothing we can do about this one, but going forward, maybe we put more information in there to spell it out each time.
Too much information is better than less information.
I feel like in 10 years, I've given people a lot of
No,
information.
I know you have.
You know what I mean?
We're just saying that the letter that you're using, which you did not draft,
Right,
needs to have just a slight change in the wording to say easements and other administrative costs.
But I think we need to
Or
identify,
should we list all the
What those-
administrative costs?
not the costs themselves, but what's included.
No,
in
what they are.
these.
Yeah, not how much they are, but what they are.
Once you have that written, it's a boilerplate for every other project,
Uh-huh.
so.
Yeah.
survey, legal, and other administrative costs.
Easement should be a part of that.
I gotta admit, I wouldn't think there'd be easement cost and administrative cost. I would be thinking secretarial,
Crop damage.
all that
Or
stuff.
engineering or something.
Yeah.
like that.
we can change it.
I think that'd be good.
3 or 4 words in there is probably all it would take. Just, to me, it's clear, but
Right.
I do this all the time.
Right.
Okay,
What percentage of all the projects you do are improvements?
Oh,
They're pretty low.
no, it's 30 or 40%. We do a lot of improvement.
there's a lot of places that are doing improvements.
Yes,
Other than us.
yeah. We got one I'm a little nervous about coming up. We had a bid letting it in Spirit Lake and it outlets into East Okoboji Lake. So we had to get the Corps approval and DNR approval and, yeah, that's an improvement project. And that one, the drainage attorney is telling us you don't need to pay for right-of-way. You record a set of the plans showing the easement with the county recorder and notify the landowners that that's available for their study. And if they are wanting any payment, they need to apply for it. I don't like it, but that's what he said we should do. So everyone can be different.
Okay, well, anything else for the DD 18 Lot 11 project?
Go to 8,
What's that?
go to 8. Number 8.
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, no, that was gonna be next. Just gonna make sure we were done with the one we're on. Auditor's office will discuss drainage matters.
Rick has come up with, just sent me the letter, the wetland mitigations on DD 11, the main tile. And this is still with, it's based on $15,000 an acre, and it's got the total cost. You guys still need to decide if you are going to do landowner pay, half and half, or district pay. So we still don't know definitely if Emerson Leeds is gonna be 0. Right now it would be 225,000 plus another 100.
I don't think we need to know any of that, identifying each person. It's more of a policy thing.
Right.
How we feel about it.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
'Cause
right.
if we put it on, well, if this person benefits more, no, we can't do that.
No, I agree. So it's something to think about. I don't know if you want to have a decision by next week and not even base it, don't even look at these totals. Just what do you think is fair for the district?
Give us your thoughts, please.
Well, most of the counties we work in have the district pay half the cost. It just gets so expensive for individual landowners like Lee's, 200 and whatever thousand. So because some of them get so high, counties have been agreeing to have the district pay half. And it is of benefit to the district to have this done because it allows us to put the line where it needs to be, allows us to drain what we need to drain. So it is beneficial to the district in several ways.
Is there, say, Leeds, wasn't there some discussion that the project would change because of the wetlands, or?
All we're doing is closed pipe, we're sealing the joints. We got approval to do that.
But if we did the mitigation,
Mitigation will allow them to farm their acres like there never was a wetland there.
but you wouldn't be sealing it then?
No.
And you don't need mitigation if you seal.
Depends on the office you work with, but most of the time we've got that approved.
So theoretically, the benefit to different farmers is all over the board.
Yeah, it is.
There again, one policy doesn't fit all. And I know we can't do the other. But, yeah.
So do you want Carla to add that to the agenda and to have a decision next week?
I
And you
think
guys
we
can be
should
thinking
at least-
about it?
At least discuss it.
Yeah, at least
Mhm.
discussion, yeah.
You could probably do discussion, possible
possible
action, but we
action.
don't have to act on it.
There you
Right.
go.
We will have to do we have to have a hearing for this again? We've already had one.
Right, I don't believe so.
Okay, so it's going to be based on your decision. I feel should be soonish.
Yeah.
So. And that's all I had. You guys all good?
Yeah.
I noticed that, on the new ditch, level only came up about this far at some point in the first 24 hours, and it went right back down.
Okay, good, that's good to know.
How'd the lower end look?
And it was amazing on Friday, it was a pretty good mess around there on Friday. They had dirt everywhere and open ditch, and by the end of Friday, everything was leveled out, past the road, and
Yeah,
they were quite a ways out into that field.
I talked to the contractor this morning, he's disappointed in that he's hitting a lot of sand again. So he said it slows them down significantly. And I think he was telling me, just so I could tell you, that that's gonna happen. He's hoping to get into better material again, but, right now it's not. He got, I think he said, was it Friday, they got 130 some feet? And I said, well, some contractors would think that's a good day. Well, he said, we're used to getting 300 feet a day. It's still, they're altering their trench box to try and make it work better for the sand situation. And they've got an Esterville contractor / board of supervisors member working on an economical way to drain some of it. So Jeff Quasted, I don't know if,
Yeah.
for meetings, yeah.
He's the one with the beard. One time he had one.
Yeah, he did, you're right, yeah. And Jeff's on the Emmett board, and he does well drilling and other construction.
I like their cute little wagon they pull along the top of the pipe.
Oh,
Keep their tools in and stuff.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Supplies.
Little red wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, B&B is a good contractor, very conscientious. And if he can find other boring people, he will, so. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I thought the project held up well for 4 inches of rain.
Yeah.
We were nervous.
Another 4 inches.
Yeah, we were nervous.
But how did the lower end look by the river?
Huh?
Did you go look by the river to see if it all,
The river has come up.
But as far
But not
as
the
the
land.
around the, where they're all worried about it getting flooded out because we increased the drainage.
I was gonna drive that on my way back.
gotcha, yeah, I just wondered, I hadn't seen it there.
My dad wanted to see where this all drains to, and I'm like, oh, we'll just go drive it then.
Well, right?
Oh, sure.
Exactly.
Well, good.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we'll go back to number 7, set public hearing for refunding 2012A bonds.
22nd at 9:30.
22nd at 9:30.
Because you've already got another public hearing at 9:05.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but
Well, we gotta make a motion on that, do we?
yes,
Oh.
please.
Yeah, that was your motion.
Oh, no,
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for refunding the 2012A bonds for September 22nd at 9:30.
second,
A motion from Derby and a second Sandrew to set the public hearing for refunding 2012A bonds. 9:22 at 9:30. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. Consider for approval auditors transfers.
4 and 5 is where you sign. Pages 4 and 5.
motion to approve the auditor's transfers.
I'll second it.
Motion Spencer and a second from Derby, approve the auditor's transfers, all in favor say aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion to approve the semi-monthly county claims.
Second. Motion Derby, second from Spencer to approve the semi-monthly county claims, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anything else? Open forum?
There was a couple manure management things that I,
Okay, then we stand adjourned.